Hello, my name is Lindsay McCoy, and my teammates are Yuan-Ting Wang, Tiansu Chin, and Ting Chi. And our study is called Why Collaborative Apparel Consumption is Gaining Popularity, an Empirical Study of U.S. Gen Z Consumers. Apparel rental, also known as collaborative consumption, has created an innovative business model which provides consumers with the ability to focus on using their products instead of ownership, and is becoming popular in recent years. Collaborative consumption offers many great benefits, such as maximizing apparel usage and reducing the influence of goods that were thrown away after limited use. Collaborative consumption can also satisfy the needs of consumers while reducing the rate of apparel production. A recent CGS survey reveals that sustainability is the driving demand and customer loyalty in the U.S. Among all generations, Gen Z adult consumers, born between the years 1997 and 2002, lead the way, with 68% reported as eco-friendly shoppers. Therefore, to better understand the emerging popularity of apparel rental services among Gen Z adult consumers, who are now becoming the major driving force for retail growth and sustainability, this study aimed to identify the factors that significantly influence U.S. Gen Z adult consumers' intention to use apparel rental services. Specifically, the objectives of this research were fourfold. First, a research model was proposed, building on the theory of planned behavior. Second, the psychometric properties of the proposed model were examined using gathered survey data. Third, the effects of significant factors on U.S. Gen Z adult consumers' intentions to use apparel rental services were determined. Finally, some implications were provided for academia and industrial practitioners. In Figure 1, you will see the developed model with the proposed hypotheses. In terms of our methodology, the scales for attitude, subjective norms, perceived behavioral control, perceived consumer effectiveness, and use intention were adapted from Zhang and Chi. The scales for environmental knowledge was adapted from Barbosa and Pelsmacher. The scale for past environmental behavior was adapted from Frage and Martinez. The scales for fashion leadership, need for uniqueness, and materialism were adapted from Lang and Armstrong. And finally, a 5-point Likert scale was applied for all of the adapted scales. The demographic variables included gender, age, education level, and income level included as control factors. The primary data was collected by a Qualtrics survey of U.S. Gen Z adult consumers in the United States. The professional survey website, Amazon Mechanical Turk, was used, which enabled us to reach a wide range of eligible consumers. 362 eligible responses were gathered for data analysis and hypothesis testing. Unit dimensionality, reliability, and validity of the investigated constructs were first tested for proving model accuracy. The statistical assumptions included normality, multicollinearity, and correlations were examined. Multiple regression method was also applied to determine the proposed statistical relationships hypotheses using the SPSS 26 software. Table 1 presents the results of the testing of all the hypotheses. 8 of them, which were 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, and 12, were found to be statistically significant, and hypotheses 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, and 14 were found to be insignificant. In other words, attitude, subjective norms, perceived consumer effectiveness, past environmental behavior, and fashion leadership significantly affected U.S. Gen Z consumers' intent to use apparel rental services. There are no significant differences between ages, genders, education levels, and income levels in regard to their intent to use apparel rental services. Environmental knowledge, fashion leadership, and the need for uniqueness also found to be positively shaping Gen Z consumers' attitude toward the use of apparel rental services. Compared to male consumers, female consumers showed more positive attitude toward the use of apparel rental services. The proposed research model exhibits good explanatory power, accounting for 58.6% of variance in U.S. Gen Z consumers' intent to use apparel rental services. Gen Z consumers' attitudes toward apparel rental services are also well predicted by the investigated constructs, collectively accounting for 40.2% of variance. And so therefore, we hope in the future that more retailers and apparel businesses will use this collaborative consumption model to help reduce waste and also, in addition, decrease the cost while allowing greater accessibility of apparel. Thank you.